Hey guys, so welcome back to my second channel. Welcome back to Jack in the Books. So normally I spend most of my time on my YouTube channels talking about books that I did finish, I DF'd. But today we're gonna talk about books that I DNF'd, did not finish. And why? Why that happened? Because it's very rare that I won't finish a book, even if I'm absolutely despising it. And there are two reasons for that. Firstly, because as someone who wants to write books, I think it's valuable to know what I don't like about other people's writing, what makes me lose interest, so that I can make sure that in my own writing I don't do that. And then secondly, as a book critic online, you kind of need to read the bad stuff too. Because again, I encourage myself to think, why am I not enjoying it? Why do I think this is bad? And then firstly, who would enjoy this? Like, did I just pick up a book that wasn't aimed at me? And again, what is it specifically that turned me off this book? So basically, I always try and finish a book, no matter how bad I think it is. And I think I learn a lot that way. However, there are 8 books this year that I started and did not get to the end of, and there are reasons for this. So I thought I would go through them and tell you. The first book is Word Perfect, which is by Susie Dent, who I absolutely adore. She has this great podcast called Something Rhymes with Purple, where they talk all about word etymology and the origins of different idioms and sayings and phrases, and it's so interesting. And so I got her book, Word Perfect, which is basically like 365 days worth of word etymology. And so the idea is that you read a little segment each day. And the reason I have not finished this book, despite the fact that I was loving it when I started it, is just that I have been all over the place. And once I started losing the habit of reading it every day, I never picked it back up. So either this is one for 2023, or I need to just give up the idea that I could read one section a day, because I have lived in 3 different countries in the last year, and I travel around a lot, and basically my lifestyle doesn't really have a routine, and so it's hard to get into the habit of reading just like one section a day. I suppose I could get it as an ebook and have it on my phone. I might do that, you know, because I always thought it would be a nice way to like start the day by learning something, by reading something. So yeah, this is a book I would buy for someone else. This is a book I would recommend, and yet I haven't finished it because I just have not found the time to get into like a proper routine of reading it. So Word Perfect is a book I absolutely would love to finish and absorb and consume, but I just haven't yet. So there's that. But before I move on to the next book, I just wanted to let you know that today's video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the go-to platform if you want to build a website or an online brand. There's great analytical tools so you know what to make more of, and also when you're first starting out and you need something to launch you, you can check out their amazing range of templates. These templates are great as a starting point, and then you can kind of customize them and make them your own, create something that is totally unique and screams you. It's very easy to use. Thank God you don't need any like coding experience or anything like that. It's great. And right now is the perfect time to start something new, start thinking about your future projects, make this something that you do finish. And if you want to use Squarespace to do that, then you can head to their website to get a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch your snazzy new website, which I cannot wait to see, by the way, you can use the code JackInTheBooks at squarespace.com/JackInTheBooks to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So head over there, don't delay, go do that, and I will talk about the books that I am delaying finishing. Okay, let's continue. The next book is Lucky Breaks. I don't really remember what this book is about. I remember it being written by a Ukrainian author, but aside from that, I don't remember too much. Basically, so I started reading this when I was on holiday. I'd gone down to the south of France for a week, and I took a pile of books, and we were just like spending all our time laying on the beach, reading, swimming. Like, it was just heaven. It was honestly the best week ever. However, this book did not match the vibe. Like, it just, I think I read half of it, and it's a short book too. There was not much left, and I'm such a mood reader, you know, and I just remember this being not the mood that I was in. Kind of funny, because I was very happy on that trip, and yet I was like reading these really sad books, and I think by the 3rd sad book that I read, which was this one, I was like, I need to read something happy. I need to read something that matches my actual physical and emotional state. And so Lucky Breaks, unfortunately, was the casualty of that, and I just put it down and never picked it back up again. So I would actually like to do a video, maybe I'll do it in January, where I finish all of the books that I DNF'd this year, you know, like actually read them all to the end. I think I will do that, and this is gonna be one of them. I still really want to finish this book, I still really want to read it, but it just wasn't the right book for that moment, and that's okay. Another book, which is the same vibe, is Wild Women, or Wild Woman. It's one of the two. I picked this book up because I was in Croatia, and basically I missed my flight home because of a work thing. And so I had this conversation with my manager where we realized that I had booked my flight for the exact same time as I had this Zoom conference that I was being paid to speak at. And I really didn't know what to do, whether to just get my flight home and have to drop out of this talk I was doing, or miss the flight and do the talk, but then I would need to book a different flight. And my manager basically said to me, and this is why she's the manager, because she is much smarter than I am. She was like, well, look, if you extend your trip, then you make no money because you spent all of the money that you earned from the talk that you did on prolonging the trip. So you still end up with zero, but you do the talk and you get a longer trip. The alternative is to fly home and miss the talk, and you still make zero, but you didn't get to do the talk or prolong the trip. And I was like, this is genius. So then I prolonged the trip and I did the talk and I got paid, but all the money went on prolonging the trip, so I basically earned nothing, and that's fine. Because I had a great time in Croatia for an extra few days, and I bought this book. I finished all of the books that I brought with me on the trip because I had done the trip. And then when I had to prolong the trip, I had nothing left to read. And so I went to a Croatian bookstore and I bought 3 Croatian books, and I read 2 of them, and I got halfway through this one, and then I came home from the trip and I just like moved on, and I just kind of forgot about this book. So this was again like a mood reader thing where I was like reading Croatian books because I was in Croatia, and then once I got home from Croatia and I had access to my whole book collection, I guess I just picked up something else and forgot about Wild Woman / Wild Women, and I will pick it back up. I would like to finish this book because I was actually really enjoying it. I think it's because I thought I was going to be able to read all 3 books while I was still in Croatia and make a video about it, but then because I didn't finish all of the books, I just scrapped the video, and so then for some reason I also scrapped the book. But I would like to finish this at some point. The next one is Pachinko, which is controversial because people love this book. I can see you already typing out your comment being like, Jack, you idiot, and you're correct, but this book was just too long for me at the time that I was reading it. I was in a bit of a chaotic state and I really had like very little concentration, and so at that point in time quick books were like better for me. I think it's because my life was getting a bit chaotic at that moment. Like I was just about to move out here to New York, and as a result I didn't really have like long periods where I could just sit and read and really get into Pachinko in the way that I think it deserves. And so I was like, I want to appreciate this book and read it properly, and I'm not doing that right now. So I think I got like 4 or 5 chapters in and then decided to park it and save it for another day. So I will finish reading this book, like I said, maybe in January. The next book that I wrote down that I did not finish is The AI Who Loved Me. I don't know why I started this book. I think it must have been free on Audible or something, because there's no way I used an Audible credit to get this book. I think this must have been like I was dog walking and the audiobook that I was listening to ended, and then I downloaded this to like continue having something to listen to, and then just never finished it, because why would I finish this book? This is the first one on this list that I actually will not finish at any point. Like I have no interest in finishing The AI Who Loved Me. I hate AI. I don't even know why I picked this book, because AI terrifies me. Like, I have Siri turned off on my phone. I don't have an Alexa. I don't want to set off yours if you do have one. I don't have like any of that stuff in my house. Actually, the apartment that I'm living in, the owner had like the Google equivalent of an Alexa. And I immediately disconnected it. Like I don't like it. I don't know why, I just don't. I really don't mind if other people have them, and sometimes I go to other people's houses and I think, God, that's so useful, but I just, I don't know, I can turn the lights off on my own, or I can press the music on my own. I don't know what it is that I have against AI, but it's just not for me. Anyway, all that to say, I don't know why I would even consider reading a romance book about an artificial intelligence, because I don't have any in my life. So, there you go. I'm never gonna finish this book. If you have read this, or listened to this, or finished it, let me know. How is it? Is the ending a shock twist? Does the AI murder everyone? That's what I assume happens. Speaking of audiobooks, the other audiobook that I didn't finish is The Sweetness of Water, because I was enjoying the book and I thought it was good, but I felt like audiobook format was not the format to consume this book in. Like some books I think are great as audiobooks. Books like Daisy Jones and the Six are really elevated by the audiobook experience because the narrators really bring it to life. In this book, I found that I just couldn't concentrate on it. I don't know what it was. I just was finding it really difficult to pay attention to this as an audiobook. Maybe that was based on like what I was doing at the time, or that I was just not in a very good concentration space. But something about this book I just could not focus on, and I thought I really want to enjoy this, and I feel like this is a book that I would really like. So I decided to get a physical copy, and instead I'm gonna read it rather than listen to it as an audiobook. So I will finish this book, and the only reason I DNF'd it is so that I could read it as a physical book rather than listen to it as an audiobook. So there's that. And then I think that's everything. It's not, it's actually not, I have two more. The Fortune Men is another book that I probably won't finish because I just really wasn't enjoying the writing style. It's set in Berlin, I think. I can't even really remember that much about it. I just remember that I wasn't loving it at all. I couldn't get into it. I think I had also read a book that was similarly written. I think it was similarly written to Afterlives. And Afterlives I did finish and didn't enjoy. And so I think then when I started reading this book, I thought, oh, I can't do this again. And this is TMI. Should I even say this out loud? My only memory of reading this book is while I was waiting for an STI check. Some things don't belong on the internet, and it's that. But firstly, we all should get tested regularly anyway. Secondly, I was completely fine, I was clear, I was all negative. But I just remember reading this in the waiting room. And that's what I happen to be doing. Anyways, I don't know why that feels embarrassing. It really is just a stigma. And you know what? Maybe this can serve as a reminder to go and get checked. Let's move on. The final book that I have not finished is We Have Always Lived in the Castle, because I started reading this around Halloween because I was gonna do like a spooky books reading vlog kind of thing. But every time I try and film a reading vlog, I never finish it. It happens every time. I start the reading vlog and then I read and I forget to film it, and then the video is terrible and I just never finish it and upload it. And for some reason, I also then just didn't finish the book that I was reading in that vlog. I bought a stupid Halloween t-shirt and everything, and then I filmed the beginning of the video and I forgot to film the end. And then I started working on other things and I just never made the video. And I'm annoyed at myself because I bought the t-shirt. I bought a whole t-shirt just for this one video and then I never even finished it. Annoying. Anyways, this book was just a casualty of that. It was just a casualty of the fact that I read Carmilla and then I forgot to continue filming the video, and so then when I started this book, I was like, you know what, forget this. Halloween had passed, the time had gone, it was no longer relevant, but I would like to finish this book because I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying the writing style. I recommend it because it's still funny. I think it's a great short book. I just personally haven't finished it yet. It's actually on my bedside table to finish, so maybe I'll even try and do that tonight or something. I will finish this book, I just haven't yet. And that is the case with most of these books, aside from probably The Fortune Men and The AI Who Loved Me. So there you go, those are the books that I DNF'd in 2022. Maybe I WF them in 2023, as in I will finish them. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. But thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry that I just like completely overshared. Sometimes I forget that this channel isn't actually like my close friend's story. But if you want more of that kind of thing, then you should join my main channel memberships, because that is where I just chat absolute nonsense and overshare everything with you guys, because I'm filming these like members only Q&As, and again, they feel like a close friend story. Anyways, for now, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring it, and all the best. Stay in touch, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye. Oh my god, then this is my last video of the year, so see you all in 2023. Bye bye.